Howdy everybody, PappyStu here. Hope you're all having a fine one. You know, in the 1920s, the late 1920s, there was an epidemic of encephalitis. And this dreaded disease went through a major portion of the population and killed most of the people, or a good number of the people who contracted this virus. However, there was a small group of people who suffered even a worse fate. And they didn't even know it at the time. It was years and years, even decades later, when many of them ended up slipping into a catatonic state. And I know many of you have probably seen the movie about these poor folks and know about their story, but it was a worse fate for them because they were trapped like wild animals, their minds within the body that would not function, much like the people who suffer from Parkinson's disease. And there was a brief period of time when Dr. Oliver Sacks was able to, with the staff of the Bronx Chronic Hospital, reawaken these poor folks and bring them back from their stupor, from their catatonia, from their hypnotic state in which they were seemingly paralyzed and totally cut off from life, completely, basically just bodies being maintained. And it was a miracle in most people's eyes, and I suppose it really was a miracle because these poor folks were resurrected from their horrible fate. Yet later it turned out that the chemical, the L-Dopa chemical that was a Parkinson's disease treatment, failed them and they slipped back into their condition. This happened in 1969, and these poor folks ended up spending the majority of their lives in this catatonic, coma-like state. And I'm sure they're all gone, all dead now. Even Dr. Sacks is in the twilight of his life and has written several books about this horrible malady and the things that he's learned in his life. And he's in the twilight of his career and probably even at the end of his touring circuit. But I imagine many of you folks are probably wondering why I brought this up or did a vlog about it. But I think the story of these passed away folks, the dead, are a lesson for us today. A lesson not to take for granted the simple things in life. The time we spend day in and day out with our loved ones, our friends, our family, the folks we care about, and maybe take for granted to a large extreme. A lesson that we should not go quiet into that good night, that we should grab a hold of every moment and live them to their fullest and enjoy the company and the time and the experiences that we have with these families that we have, with these loved ones, with these friends. These poor folks who contracted encephalitis in the 20s and then later the catatonia that followed decades later suffered the loss of all this and were trapped inside bodies that could not function, could not do what it was that those of us who lead normal lives can do. So I think it's a responsibility as well as a pleasure and a blessing that we can. And I think this is something that each of us should remind ourselves of every single day, so that when we interact with the loved ones, and even strangers and casual acquaintances here in YouTube or wherever in our lives, that we'll remember that there are those who do not have these blessings, these simple blessings that we have. So we should never take them for granted, and we should live our lives from day to day as fully as we can, and leaving kindness and warmth in our wake for everyone around us. It will be our karma. It will be the blessings that we take with us, because this is a one-time chance we get. Don't blink. Don't waste it. Anyway, I hope this finds you all well. and thanks for watching. Y'all have a fine one. PappyStu said it, and I'm out and on the side.